Question number one. Can a lack of responsibility affect a student's academic performance?
Sí,
Why?
porque la responsabilidad es como si no entregas tareas, pues te bajan puntos.
Can a lack of respect create conflicts within the school community?
Sí,
Why?
porque si, si le faltas el respeto a alguien, le puedes decir a la maestra.
Can a lack of motivation influence in students' grades?
Sí,
Why?
porque si no haces tareas, te pueden sacar de calificaciones sociales.
Question number four. Can being late harm learning in class?
Sí,
Why?
porque si no llegas a la hora que te dicen, pues te pueden sacar las patas y lamentas la clase.
Question number five. Can a lack of commitment affect teamwork?
Sí,
Why?
porque si no entras en ese equipo, no haces tareas o actividades que te dejan en clase.
Six. Can a bad attitude influence the school environment?
Sí,
Why?
porque si tienes una mala actitud, porque si tienes una mala actitud con tus compañeros, pueden dejarte de ver.
Seven. Can a lack of communication cause misunderstandings among classmates?
Sí,
Why?
porque si tienes una falta de comunicación con tus maestros o amigos, pueden pensar que los estás ignorando.
Eight. Can irresponsibility affect the submission of homework and projects?
Sí,
Why?
porque si no entregas tareas por tu responsabilidad, puedes sacar baja calificación.
Question number nine. Can a lack of empathy damage relationships among students?
Sí,
Why?
porque si una persona está así como se siente mal y tú vas a decirle cosas malas, pues se puede poner a llorar y le puede decir a la maestra.
Number 10. Can a lack of interest reduce participation in class?
Sí,
Why?
porque si la maestra te dice que pases pues al pizarrón, pero tú tienes desinterés por esa actividad, pues y si no pasas, le pueden llamar a tus padres.
Number 11. Can indiscipline affect order inside the classroom?
Sí,
Why?
porque si haces mucho desorden adentro del salón y está el maestro o llega el maestro, te puede regañar.
And for last, the question number 12. Can a lack of organization cause low academic performance?
Sí.
Why?
Porque si no tienes organización con tus compañeros, si van a hacer alguna maqueta y no tienen organización, pues no le llegan y no les sellan el tiempo.
Okay, that's everything. Thank you.
Thanks, and you?
I'm fine too. I'm gonna start the interview. First question. Can a lack of responsibility affect the academic student's performance?
Yes, a lack of responsibility can negatively affect the student's academic performance if students do not take responsibility for their work. They may fail to complete assignments or study properly.
Okay. Can a lack of respect create conflicts within a school community?
Yes, a lack of respect can create conflicts within the school community. Disrespectful behavior can lead to arguments and negative environment.
Can a lack of motivation influence the student's grades?
Yes, a lack of motivation can influence a student's grade. When students are not motivated, they usually put in less effort, which can lower their academic performance.
Can being late harm learning in class?
Yes, being late can harm learning. Students may miss important explanation, and their arrival can interrupt the class.
Can a lack of commitment affect teamwork?
Yes, a lack of commitment can affect teamwork. If one member does not contribute, the rest of the group has to work harder, and the final result may suffer.
Can a bad attitude influence the school environment?
Yes, a bad attitude can negatively influence the school environment. It can create tension and reduce motivation among the students.
Can a lack of communication cause misunderstandings among classmates?
Yes, a lack of communication can cause misunderstandings. When students do not communicate clearly, confusion and conflict may happen.
Can a irresponsibility affect the submission of homework and projects?
Yes, irresponsibility can affect the submission of homework and projects. Students may turn in their work late or incomplete.
Can a lack of empathy damage relationships among students?
Yes, a lack of empathy can damage relationships among students. Without empathy, it is harder to understand and respect other feelings.
Organization can allow academic performance.
Yes, a lack of organization can cause low academic performance. Poor time management and disorganization can lead to missed achievements and lower grades.
Can a lack of interest reduce participation in class?
Yes, a lack of interest can reduce participation in class. Students who are not interested are less likely to participate or engage in activities.
Can a lack of responsibility affect students' academic performance?
You gotta be punctual and you wanna work.
Okay. Yes. Can a lack of respect create conflicts within school community?
The respect is most important.
Okay. Can a lack of motivation influence students' grades?
This better having discipline than motivation.
Okay. Can being late harm learning class?
Otherwise, it's better having a school for organize your day.
Can a lack of communicate affect teamwork?
Working on team is better if you have points to work.
Okay. Can a bad attitude influence the school environment?
It makes a bad environment.
Okay.
And we could change it behind more comprehensible.
Can lack of communication cause misunderstanding among classmates?
Having good communication team always better.
Okay. Can irresponsibility affect the submission of homework and projects?
Yes, because he always important achieve giving good work.
Okay.
3.
Can lack of empathy damage relationship among students?
Yes, because it damages the trust.
Okay. Can lack of interest reduce participation in class?
Yes, because you're not interested in a subject makes boring.
Makes it. Okay. Can indiscipline affect order inside the classroom?
Yes, because there's not control in the classroom.
Okay. Can a lack of organization cause low academic performance?
Of course, because always is better having everything organization.
Okay.
Can a lack of responsibility affect a student's academic performance?
Yes, because not completing homework lowers grades.
Can a lack of respect create conflicts within the school community?
Yes,
Why?
Because it causes misunderstandings and a tense environment.
Can a lack of motivation influence students' grades?
Yes, because there is not enough interest or effort.
Can being late harm learning in class?
Yes, because it interrupts the class and the students miss information.
Can a lack of communication affect teamwork?
Yes, because the team doesn't work in a balanced way.
Can a bad attitude influence the school environment?
Yes,
How can we change it?
we can change it with respect, empathy, and good example.
Can a lack of communication cause misunderstandings among classmates?
Yes, because people may interpret things incorrectly and create confusion.
Can irresponsibility affect the submission of homeworks and projects?
Yes, because it causes delays or incomplete work.
Can a lack of empathy damage relationships among students?
Yes, because others' feelings are not understood.
Can a lack of interest reduce participation in class?
Yes, because it reduces attention in class and the desire to participate.
Can indiscipline affect order inside the classroom?
Yes, because it distracts and breaks classroom order.
Can a lack of organization cause low academic performance?
Yes, because it prevents good time and task management.
So, can a lack of responsibility affect the student's academic performance?
Yes, because I think if you don't have the responsibility in your homeworks, you don't going to have the result that you want. And if you just let the results, they're done coming alone.
Okay, so can a lack of respect create conflicts within the school community and why?
Yes, and why? Is because if you don't have the respect for your classmates or your teachers, obviously you're going to have a bad ambient in your community, in your class, and you're just going to have the bad things, and you're going to, I don't know, I think you're just going to have bad luck in that, because if all the people know that if you don't have the respect for somebody else, you don't have to the respect for yourself.
Okay, so can a lack of motivation influence the student grades?
Yes, I think the motivation for our students is important, because if you, okay, the motivation is important, but some some teachers sometimes doesn't know that, and I think the teachers have been conscious that they have to motivate their students for better results in their classes.
Okay, can being late harm learning in class?
Well, not at all, but I think if you get into the class late, obviously you lost the first part of the class and you can be lost. But I think that problem have a solution if you can ask someone of your classmates and say, oh, what the prof said at first class, I arrived late.
So the next question is, can a lack of commitment affect teamwork?
Yes, because if you don't have a good attitude with your classmates and the work in team, obviously it's the first thing that I say when I work in a team. It's like, okay, we have to have a healthy communication, respect for all of the integrants in the team, and it's like the first question. Obviously, you have to have like kind of responsibility for be a good person and can do the things that you have to do in your team.
Okay, can a bad altitude influence the school? How can how can change it?
How can we change it? Um, I think it's talking. The communication is important for can answer those kind of conflicts in the school, because it's obviously that you're always going to have bad communication. Obviously, you're always going to be lost in the class, and I think it's important to can communicate with the person that you have a problem, or can be brave to ask if you are lost.
So, um, can a lack of communication cause misunderstanding among class?
Like the another question, and I say like yes, you have to be brave to can ask if you're lost, And obviously, I repeat, is the communication is important for can have a good intendiment. If you don't understand, you have to be brave for can ask if you don't understand some topic, or if you don't understand some homework. Even you can, it's not, I think it's not necessary. You can ask the professor. If you don't, if you are not brave, you can ask your classmates or your friends that you have in the classroom. You can ask them and have the communication that you want, or can understand the topic.
Okay. Can responsibility affect the submission of homework and projects?
Yes, because if you don't have that responsibility to can if the if you can wait, I repeat. Okay, I get lost. Oh, the responsibility. I think all the person including me in one part of our lives, we're irresponsibility persons, and obviously affect your team in your life because you are not into it and you don't mind the consequences you have if you don't are approved to uh, can do those things, those homeworks, that job. And if you are a responsibility person, you you're lost because you don't have that, you don't know what's the importance of that job, of that homework, and you just let it, and obviously you're going to be like a shy person.
Okay. Can a lack of empathy damage relationships at many students?
The empathy, obviously you have to be empathy with all the persons, with your teachers. Even I think in a community like is the students community, you have to you have to have empathy, because empathy is important. Like understand the problem of one of your classmates, and be empathy. I think it's one thing that you have to put in your life if you want to have good a good relation with your teachers or your classmates.
Okay. Can a lack of interest reduce participation in class?
Yes. Yes, because some classes are bored, and in my case, sometimes I get bored of the classes, and it's a little bit hard to me like pay attention again because you get bored. If the if well, I'm talking with all, yeah, because yeah, sometimes it's a little bit bored is in one class, and if you're just doing nothing, or the teacher are talking and talk and talk and talk, and he doesn't get out of there and he's just talking, you get bored obviously because you don't doing nothing all time, nothing.
Okay. Can discipline affect order inside the classroom?
The discipline, in discipline,
In discipline.
in discipline obviously, because in the class with your classmate, I think the indiscipline obviously in a classroom, because there's of a lot of a lot of people who doesn't care about your responsibilities, and they're just let it be, and they don't mind, and well, they don't think that they have to have responsibles about the things that they are doing, and they're just like, oh, I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to ask, I'm not going to respond that, I'm not going to answer those things that you want, and they just let it be, and that's when they come their responsibility. They, I think the persons that are irresponsibility, they are shy persons because they don't want to do nothing.
Okay. Can a lack of organization cause a low academic performance?
So it's like a 50-50, because if you don't have a good organization in your activities, it's obviously that you're going to lose some activities and you're going to look in them and you're not going to find it. And I mean, if you're that person that aren't organized, um, those persons frequently lose their jobs, their activities, and they lose their points, and that's becoming a problem because when you want to have when the teachers say, oh my god, I'm going to I'm going to qualificate all your jobs and you don't have like one part of them, obviously you're not going to be nervous because you don't have those points and you get lost in your qualification. You, even if you're going to have a 10, you're going to have a 7 or you're going to have 5, and that's, I think, the organization is important.
So thanks for your time, and I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Can a lack of responsibility affect the students' academic performance?
Sí, claro, porque si no cumple con sus tareas o proyectos, sus calificaciones pueden bajar y su aprendizaje puede verse afectado.
Can a lack of respect create conflicts within the school community?
Sí, claro, el irrespeto provoca mal ambiente y problemas entre compañeros y maestros.
Can a lack of communications influence students' ratings?
Sí, cuando un alumno no está motivado, participa menos, no se esfuerza lo suficiente y le afecta en sus notas.
Can bullying learning in class?
Sí, porque si llega tarde, se pierde información importante e interrumpe la clase y a sus compañeros.
Can a lack of communications affect teamwork?
Sí, porque si un integrante no cumple con su parte, se vuelve más difícil y puede afectar a los demás y el resultado.
Can a bad attitude influences the school environment?
Sí, una mala actitud provoca tensiones y desmotivación y se fomenta la falta de respeto.
Can a lack of communications cause misunderstandings?
Claro que sí, porque cuando no expresan bien las ideas pueden surgir confusiones y conflictos que son innecesarios.
Can irresponsibility affect semblance of homework and projects?
Sí, porque si no se organiza con responsabilidad, provoca que las entregas sean tardías e incompletas.
Can a lack of empathy damage relationships among students?
Claro que sí, porque si no se comprenden los sentimientos de los demás, pueden surgir conflictos y distanciamiento entre las personas.
Can a lack of interactions reduce participations in class?
Cuando un estudiante no muestra interés, evita participar y eso afecta su aprendizaje.
Can manipulations affect or insight in the classroom?
Sí, porque si interrumpe la clase puede distraer a los demás y puede dificultar que el maestro enseñe correctamente.
Can a lack of organizations could low academic performance?
Sí, porque sin organización es difícil cumplir con las tareas, estudiar a tiempo y obtener buenos resultados.